Today, I watched Digital Trends say that the LG C10 beats the Sony A8H, and it just pissed me off because I've actually seen both these TVs as a professional calibrator, and I know the deal. So today, as a professional calibrator, I'm going to be giving you guys the scoop as to how these TVs stack up and in what areas, and I'm going to be just laying it all out there for you guys. No BS, no marketing, no sponsor on this video or nothing. We're just going to get into it. So smack a like on this video because we're getting to the point right now. So let's talk about it. Sony has better image quality in general because they have something called pixel contrast booster, which, for those that don't know, intelligently brightens the area of the screen that is needed depending on the scene itself, unlike LG, which uses a very sloppy global or general brightness algorithm that just brightens the entire screen, which leads to a flat picture. So that's one loss that LG just suffered right there. But let's just talk about the obvious one. C10 owners right now, as of September 28th, 2020, are still waiting on a patch to, again, take full advantage of those G-Sync features. So when Digital Trends is talking about they'll have a patch very soon, but they didn't make a video talking about all the problems that that patch is needed for, I mean, it just kind of speaks as to what the end game is with all of these mainstream affiliate marketers. But I'll keep going by talking about Sony's superior upscaling. With the X1 Ultimate chip making cable vastly superior, LG just can't compete. I'm telling you, if you've ever seen LG hooked up to cable TV, you know it looks like poop, okay? And Sony is upscaling like a beast over here with the X1 Ultimate chip. Watching DVDs won't be a problem, and it just keeps all of your content looking new, regardless of how old it is, and that is a massive benefit not to talk about. Just downplaying it to a mere video files niche is just bullshit because everybody can appreciate lower resolutions looking better because, again, broadcast TV is still 1080, 720p in some cases. So again, need I say more in that area? But then let's talk about the better color that you can experience on Sony. So LG has what I call blood orange. Their reds are very sour. They don't really represent the red as true as they need to in SDR. In HDR, they do a little better with it, but in SDR, it's a big problem. And compared to Sony, their color vibrancy in general just lacks, and it looks like a more washed out image. So if you want something that pops more while still being natural and accurate, like, you're gonna have to go with the Sony. But then let's talk about the 18 millisecond input lag at 4K 60. That still gives you a solid gaming performance on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So when Digital Trends says it's not built for gaming, that's total bullshit because PlayStation's marketing manager and Xbox's marketing manager or product manager has come out and said that 4K 60 is the target. That's the standard output this generation. 120 hertz is novel at this point. There isn't a single console game that will be able to lock 4K at 120. And now, even though you have G-Sync, which, by the way, all you C10 owners as of September 28th, 2020 are still waiting on that patch, by the way, okay? As far as I understand it, you're still waiting on that patch to fix your G-Sync, so you don't have that to brag about yet, so stop it. And the reality is, when you're talking about next-gen gaming and you're talking about 120 FPS, you're going to need a monster of a machine. These consoles aren't going to do that. You better believe when you see 4K 120, if you see it, it's going to be turned down settings, and you're going to have this, again, uncapped frame rate, which, again, G-Sync, by the way, doesn't stop the vast difference between jumping from 120 FPS down to 60 FPS and back up to 120. That's never going to change. You're always going to notice that frame rate dip. And you know, G-Sync just exists to stop the frame tearing when switching between that, but again, you're going to notice the dip in resolution. So again, if you're just looking for a solid 4K 60, which, by the way, is the target this generation, you still get a solid gaming experience on PS5 and Xbox Series X. And need I point out, PlayStation makes, or Sony makes the PlayStation 5. So, I mean, do I have to say more? Lead by example, right? Like, I mean, take a hint by the people making the PlayStation. I mean, it's clear what their target is. It's 4K 60 all day, every day. And you can confirm this because the machine only is 9 to 10 teraflops. You're not able to pull out more performance out of a GPU that is less powerful than the RTX 2080 Ti, which can't even do a locked 4K 60. Let that sink in. Now, for my gamers, you know exactly what I just said to you. For my casuals, well, you're going to have to look into it a little bit, but needless to say, this TV is just fine for gaming, along with any 4K 60 TV. You don't have to go crazy over it. Now, I'll just kind of go off track a little bit here and say I've been very big about telling you not to buy 20 or HDMI 2.1 TVs right now, and I've been big on telling you that the 48 gigabits per second matter, and here's why. On the LG C10, they advertise G-Sync. They're targeting gamers specifically, and they're targeting these next generation future-proofing HDMI 2.1 standards, but they don't have the full 48 gigabits per second. They have 40. So if you really are serious about that future-proofing stuff, then wait till you have the full bandwidth on multiple HDMI ports. That's the big thing here. And if you don't care about that, then buy anything right now that's 4K 60. Done. Now, talking about motion on this TV, it's just day and night, okay? So the Sony is going to be smoother. And they even give you some options to smooth out things a little further than what LG does. And I think that's good. I mean, adding the ability to have just that silky smooth motion that we know from Sony, that's what we look for. But LG tends to be a little bit more juddery by comparison. So if you don't like judder, that's not your thing. Though Sony from time to time has more artifacts, so that's something you do have to weigh up. But overall, the experience on Sony is smoother. And when we're talking about that internal audio, Sony offers deep, rich, room-filling sound while still being a TV. I mean, to downplay it is bullshit. It's a better sounding system than what LG put in their TV, which sounds like a tin can damn near. And that's just as real as it gets. But let's round it out by talking about the elephant rhino in the room, the smooth gradation feature that LG ripped off of Sony entirely. The reality is Sony was first on the market introducing this feature, and it still runs best on their display. So if you want a TV that's better at handling gradations or transitions from multiple shades of color, such as sunsets in the sky or bright sunny days, you don't want banding, you don't want all that stuff. I mean, Sony's going to be better at it. I mean, at every turn that I've looked at the Sony, it is dominating LG, and LG has come up short in many areas, and the mainstream affiliate marketers still push LG is awesome, likely because they're giving VIP treatment out to people like Vincent Teo, but what can I say there? The reality is there's always somebody trying to sell you something here on YouTube, which has become a marketing platform. I'm different. I don't do that crap. And the A8H is a phenomenal TV for next-gen users and honestly anybody who just likes a really solid-looking picture. And if you want something that looks better, definitively better than the LG C10, the A8H is your only option in the States because we don't get Panasonic. And that is the realest and most honest anybody will ever tell you anything about this OLED conversation. So if I saved you some money or maybe cost you some money since it's a Sony, either way, smack a like on this video because it's the honesty that counts. Thanks so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.